Hi, this is Ryan Lorenz, and this is my in-depth code view, or code review, I'm sorry, of the Creative Work Assignment 2. And again, I did the mini game of Whack-A-Mole. So what I did is I have the main that starts it all off and creates the first window, and it creates the Whack-A-Mole panel, and the panel creates all of our buttons and all of our action listeners. I put the radio buttons into a group. I made all the listeners, even the mouse listener, go to the same listener. I have a south panel, a center panel, and a north panel. Because I have a timer on the north panel, and I have radio buttons and regular buttons on the south panel, and the canvas is in the center. These are all my getters and setters, probably mostly getters. I actually don't have any. Oh, I have one setter. That's right. And I set the game state from the listener. So the action listener actually creates the game, and it creates it right here, and that's whenever you click on a new game, which is the J button play game. And whenever it makes a new game, it's going to jump over to, like, what? Did I leave that in there? Yeah, I did. Okay, yeah, sorry. I had some mixed thoughts about this earlier, so I just second-guessed myself real quick. But yeah, so it initializes the game in the canvas. And by doing that, it creates our timers, and our timers get attached to a listener. The listener comes from the panel. I just go to panel.getListener. I made a getter for that. So there's two different timers. One is for the game time, and one is for where is it? One is for how often the moles pop up. Set mole speed right here. So depending on the difficulty that you choose, you'll get a different mole speed, which is what I called the speed of how often they're changing and popping up everywhere. So you have a timer and a mole timer. The mole timer is set for mole speed. Mole speed is in milliseconds. It comes in, I have it set to 1200, 900, 600, and 300. Yeah. And if you don't click easy, medium, hard, or impossible, then the mole speed will be set at 1000. And there's a default for max points and count as well. What else? What else? I'm sorry, it's 3 a.m. I've been doing this for 12 and a half hours. Goodness. Oh yeah, here we go. I got some stuff for you. So whenever I make my ovals right here, I do all 16 of them in a grid style, the double for loop there. And then I do a rand right here. So for every time I repaint, do a rand, and I get a number between 1 and 15. 0 and 15, I don't know. It's too late for me to think. And I start the previous off as -1 because it'll never be that. So if it doesn't equal that, then I don't do this. But This is why I was confused earlier. Sometimes the mole does actually give you the same spot. Sometimes it won't move, but it doesn't make sense to me because of the way that I have it coded is to offset it in case it does. And I didn't right there, I know, but it does sometimes, I promise. And so if previous is equal to the random number that I generated between those numbers, I say rand equals rand plus 8 divided by 2, because I know that if I do the max number, which is 15 plus 8, I get 23 divided by 2, it's 11.5, it'll truncate to 11, and that is going to be different than the number that I got every time. So I don't know why it's doing that sometimes. It's very curious. I'd love an answer if you got one. Anyway, use that random number to get a position. Oh yeah, I made position. I used position kind of like you did with triangle. Actually, exactly like you did with triangle. And whenever I'm making the ovals in the first place, during my initializer, I use the K and the J right here to offset them, just like you did with the triangle, or with the circles in baseball game. And then oh no, what did I? Oh yeah, sorry. Whenever I initialize them, yeah, I'm setting all of the positions in Whack-A-Mole, which has a array of positions, just like in baseball game, or sorry, triangle. So yeah, that way I can tell where every circle is drawn. That way I know where I'm clicking, so I can measure and see if I'm clicking on that circle. I think I covered everything. I'm really tired. I'm gonna go to bed. Thanks.